Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT, and looks like we have this week's daily race on Gran Turismo Sports. A one-make race is going to be able to race at Autodrome Lago Maggiore center layout by using the Fiat 500F. And the Group 3 race is going to be at Red Bull Ring, but this time it's going to be on the rainy day condition. We might get everything wet. And lastly is the Group 4 race is going to be on Tokyo Expressway East Outer Loop. Now, let's just going to go and get started to get ready for a Fiat one-make race. So it might be able to get started. To choose any kinds of color, we'll be able to get started. So let's just going to go for a good balance of performance. So this one might be able to go for increased performance on 49 horsepower. So it might be plenty of slower car that this one might be able to work improve. So let's go and get started. So it will be quite good for another one-make race. We'll get started to begin. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enter anytime for wonderful entertainment for every other racers who really wants to see some few segments of each gameplays and more if you want to enjoy it. So looks like time to get ready for a slow one-make race. We'll be able to get started. So it might be able to have a very good old classic Fiat 500. It's going to get everything will be started out to begin. Now it's going to be able to do a slower car, but it might be able to do it good because it might be able to have a fully adjusted balance of performance that this might be able to go increase, because this is going to be able to take a slower, faster car. So sports medium tires is definitely in place. So it might be able to change the options. It definitely might be going to 0. So let's just going to see how it goes. And now this is going to be a very slow challenge. That this is going to be a very easy going challenge. So it might be very good to be able to race it onto the short track, but it is going to get plenty of turns, so it might be able to use it very wisely. So it might be very classic to be able to drive slower, to be able to make a good exceed speeding performance. So it might be able to work perfectly. That this is going to be able to take for best sportsmanship rating that this will be needed to increase. Now it's going to be able to take plenty of turns, so it might be doing good. So it might be able to use it wisely, but try not to get a little bit loose enough to be able to fall off the car. So it will be automatically to be able to be back on the current position again. So it will need to be able to use it wisely. Now it looks like still got enough time for only 5 minutes. So this is going to be able to take one good hot lap. That this is going to be able to drive slower. That this is going to be able to go quicker again. So it might be able to take one good exceed for the 4-speed transmission. We might be able to stay on in 68 miles. So it might be able to work out. So it might need to be able to stay steady, to be able to stay the handling that this is going to be able to use on few turns from the first to the last turn. Is definitely might be giving a little bit common challenge that this is going to be able to stay on it. Alright, looks like this is going to be taking 1 minute and 13 seconds on the clock. So it will go regularly. That this might be able to work well. If this is going to be able to take a lot of slower turns, that this is going to be able to take plenty of handling turns, that this is going to be able to stay on it. So it might work perfectly. So it's going to be able to take plenty of inside turns, that this is going to be able to take for only a one slower car. For giving a classic is going to be able to take plenty of speed distance. It definitely might be able to stop at the 70 miles per hour. So it might be going there. So it's going to be able to work closer it can get. Now this is going to be able to take a long time. So maybe it's going to be able to work well if this is going to be able to take plenty of turns. So it's going to be able to take a common turn. It's going to get very hardly that this is going to be able to take plenty of turns. That this might do it for 1RR drivetrain. Is definitely might be able to go in. Now, let's just gonna be able to make sure this is gonna be able to take one good clean hot lap, that this is gonna be able to take a little bit of a long time, that this is gonna be able to do it quickly it gets, but maybe it is gonna be able to take a little bit loosened up by the balance. So let's just try to make sure this is gonna be able to get closer, that might be able to get everything will stabilize, that this will might stay on it. So it will give a perfect max horsepower of the Fiat, will might be able to work like a charm. So gonna have to take a lot of handling balance, that this is gonna be able to stay on it. Okay, looks like 1.5 seconds up ahead, because this is gonna be able to take forever to be able to make it closer. So I hope that this is gonna be able to take a good record, that this is gonna be perfectly, that this will might be able to take plenty of one make race of wonders, of this is going to be able to take a lot of motivation, will might be able to go there. Just going to be able to have to take 3 laps around the track for taking a practice, until this is going to get everything will be ready to get started. Now let's just going to go and be prepared. So looks like this is going to be able to take 3 laps by the moment of complete. So it's good to go until this is going to get everything joining in session, that this will might be able to get started to begin. So it will might be able to take a lot of warm-up time, that this is going to get everything going. So this is going to be able to take for 1 minute and 10 seconds by the clock, that this is going to get everything will be suited to be able to get ready for a slow fast car race. So it's going to be able to do perfectly to be able to take a regular race, that this will might be able to take the light handling. So it's going to be able to work perfectly, that this is going to be able to take a stability challenge, that this is going to get everything will be ready to go. So glad that this is going to be able to take a good qualifying time check, that this is going to be able to beat the most fastest time for under 1 minute and 10 seconds by the clock, that this is going to get everything will be worked perfectly to be able to go in. So let's just going to get everything we might be able to get prepared for 2 segments for a 1 make race. So it's got to be able to do it perfectly, that this will might be able to do a lot of work, that this is going to get everything prepared. Just going to wait for everyone to get ready to go. So it's going to be able to do a 1 good regular daily race, so it will might be able to have a normal time, that this will be prepared. Alright, going on the pit out, and then this is going to get everything will be rolling out. Alright, looks like this is going to be able to take the hood cam view, that this will might be able to need in case. Now it's going to get very lighter, that this is going to be able to take a lot of balance, that this is going to be able to keep it holding on. So it's definitely like go-kart, so it will might be able to drive a classic mini car, is definitely might be able to take everything going, because it will might be able to stay on for 1 standard top speed performance. So it's going to get everything closer, that this will might be able to reach up and be ready for it. Now it's just going to get everything closer in, until this is going to be able to take a lot of warm-up for only a little bit amount of the track by short amount. So it's good to go to get ready to take 6 laps around the track, because this is going to get very perfectly to be able to start out for only 9 drivers. So it will might do work perfectly, that this is going to be able to take a lot of faster challenge to be able to reach up for some good driver rating, that this one might be able to take. So let's just gonna be prepared for the starting grid will begin. So just gonna be able to make sure that this is gonna be a full start check. So let's just gonna be very careful, just pull the brakes on, and then this is gonna get everything will be ready. Alright, just gonna have to wait for 5 seconds until this is gonna get ready. Alright, now looks like green light's on the go. Now this is going to get everything needs to be able to step in to be able to get everything closer to be ready. Now it's going to be able to take a slower amount of turns, that this is going to be able to go lightly, but it will might be able to do it whenever it gets a chance to go in. So it's going to be able to take plenty of balance that this is definitely might be able to have a proper key. Alright, so this is going to be a very good race if this is going to be able to have the chance to reach up in first place or better. So just going to be able to catch up to the 3 because this is going to be able to take a best moment of the segment that this is going to get everything we'll be ready for. But everybody wished to be able to have this easy race that this is going to get everything going. Now this is going to be able to take a lot of range for the top speed that this is going to be able to reach up for only 70 miles because just going to be able to make sure this is going to be able to take a little bit closer edge that this is going to be able to take for it. So try to make sure keep up the distance of the throttle and the light handling that this will be able to perform one unique technique that this is going to be able to take a lot of strength that this one might need to climb up on it. Now looks like only 3 drivers are definitely might be able to going on, so it's going to get everything has to be suited for. So just going to be able to take a little bit lighter turn, just going to go for a little dive in, and this is going to get everything has to stay on it. Now this is going to be able to take one faster paced challenge that this is going to be able to take slower cars that this one might be able to take the performance. We'll go regularly that this is going to be able to keep going on. So it will might take 10% chance of reaching up in first place that this is going to be a long-term goal for this challenge where every one-week race is going to get everything going. So just going to be able to keep up the throttle, so it's definitely might be able to stay at the same miles, it's definitely might be able to keep going. Alright, let's just going to get everything has to be able to take that turn, goes in. Now it's going to be able to take smaller top gap distance, it's going to get everything will be closer. Now let's just going to be able to take one clear passing until this is going to be able to take a little bit more time. Okay, going on the halfway on to the 3rd lap, and this is going to get everything will be well situated, so it's going to get everything will be closer. Okay, try not to do anything loosen up the edge on this one because this is going to be able to take plenty of light work, but it may cause a deep gap distance is going to be able to go ahead, going on ahead. So it's going to be able to take a little bit more times that this is going to be able to keep it up and keep going. Now this is going to be able to take a little bit more time that this is going to be able to get back on the distance on track. So it's going to get needed to be able to get closer in to be able to take some patience. Okay, so looks like one cone that this is going to be able to perform a braking point. So it's going to be able to use that turn wisely besides braking. Now it's going to be able to take plenty of distance that this is going to be able to keep it up and keep going. So just going to be able to see how the lap time is going to be able to make to perform. So it's going to be able to take a little bit more time that this is going to be able to take plenty of practice for a time trial that this will be able to use it to be able to go on for the race entry. Now it's going to be quite very wide open that this is going to be able to needs to perform the inside, but it's going to be a very difficult for only a solo car that this one might be able to have a balance of performance increase, that this one might be able to perform a stronger slow car is going to get everything has everything settled in to get ready for it. So it will might take practice that this is going to be able to take plenty of skills that this is going to be able to go in. Okay, looks like 2 cars are definitely might be coming in, so looks like this is going to be able to use it very wisely, that this is going to be able to take plenty of turns that this is going to be able to go on. But it's going to be very cost significant amount of the gap distance before any opponents will be able to come in. So be sure, use it wisely and check the gap distance whenever you're really going to be able to make sure that this is going to be able to take a little more chances if you really want to be on the top position. So it's going to get very closer that this is going to be able to take some time, that this is going to get plenty of work, that this is going to get everything going. Okay, so outside turn is definitely might be giving a little bit weakening effect because this is gonna might need to be able to stay on it, but it may cause an advantage moments for any other opponents who really wants to take on any position that this one might proceed to go on. Now, let's just gonna be able to take plenty of distance work that this is gonna be able to keep up, and then this is gonna get everything we'll need to take smaller slipstreams that this is gonna get very climbing up that this one might be able to get there. Okay, it's like another one just definitely might be coming in. Just gonna be able to block in until this is gonna get everything well maintained to stay on it. Looks like he just definitely might be able to go on in to be able to make one tight squeeze on the inside. Okay, looks like he did. Now, looks like this is gonna get everything, we'll be able to proceed onto the final lap, but giving a little bit hard time that this is gonna be able to perform because this is gonna take forever, that this is gonna be able to take some time until whenever you're really good at using the Fiat 500F, that could be the only strong challenging capable that this is going to be able to take on to be able to take a one standard race that this is going to be able to go in. Okay, looks like this is going to be able to end up on 6th place because this is going to be able to take a little bit loosen up that this one might be able to climb up to get everything started. Okay, gonna have to take one more turn and then this is gonna get, everything has to do this for a trick. Okay, now looks like this is gonna be able to take a little bit more time until this is gonna be able to do a lot of practice that this is gonna get everything will be going on for. So looks like this is gonna be able to take a very good slow race moment, and that was definitely might be very brilliant. So, looks like this is going to be able to take a very good easy race, but it will might take a strong handling that this is going to be able to work hard, that this one might be needed to be able to make a perfect race for a practice. So it will might be able to do improvements that this is going to be able to take the balance of performance, will might be able to use it to master the classic slow car, is definitely might be able to get everything in. Now looks like the results has been now done and confirmed, and now this is going to be able to take a good race finish to be able to get started out to do it. But luckily, clean race is definitely might be giving a new consecutive record in progress. So that was a very good race because that was definitely might be very good. Alright, looks like this one might be able to give some first place earnings, and now this is going to get everything we'll be able to start out for it. So looks like they did a good job for taking a good slow car race, so it will might be able to go for another time. So looks like this is going to be able to have to go again because this is going to be able to have a two-part segment for this gameplay for this daily race. So it will might be able to do perfectly, will go fast, and the harder it can get, that this is going to be able to deal with some handling that we'll be able to do the best. Alright, looks like it's good to go. Now time for a different color change, and then this is going to be able to see everything looks different to be able to have a trim color of the interior view. So let's just going to be able to take plenty of good distance amounts, so let's just going to be able to take plenty of preparations that this is going to be needed to, in case. Okay, let's just going to be able to start out that this is going to be able to take for only prep options, that this is going to be able to take plenty of good TCS, that this one might be able to go on to 0. So it's going to be able to get closer whenever you're going to have to take that single cone for slower cars, so it's going to be able to take plenty of advantage, that this is going to be able to take plenty of basic work, that this is going to get everything going. So in the third part of the turn, so it will be no need to be able to have a braking point, so just going to go and keep accelerating to be able to go down the hill, is definitely might be able to take plenty of more mile speed, that this one might reach up to 70 miles, so it's going to be able to take plenty of closer that this is going to be able to take the time to go in for. Now, looks like time to be able to get ready for attempt number 2, so let's just going to see how it goes out to be able to see for the Fiat 500 could also to take plenty of basics that this is going to be able to perform. So it's going to be able to take plenty of passive turns, is going to get going correctly, that this will might be able to work well. So it's going to be able to take plenty of faster work that this is going to be able to take. So looks like finally made it in onto a minute and 12 seconds by the time. So it's going to be able to perform one excellent skills of an opportunity that this is going to be able to master the Fiat 500. Is definitely might be able to go classic, is going to get everything, will might be able to stay on it. So it's going to be taking some time, so it will might be able to work well, because this is going to be able to take one classic cars that this is going to get everything work perfectly, that this is going to be able to take for only plenty of gap seconds left to go, because it's all about taking the patience, is going to be able to take the practice is the key, is definitely might be able to go in to be able to drive faster, to be quick. But it also might be able to take a little wide open on the turns, so let's just going to be able to use it wisely in case, because this is going to be able to take basic work, is going to get everything going. But it may cause gap distance, is going to be able to go up ahead whenever if the opponent is definitely might be able to overtake simultaneously, is definitely might be able to take a little bit more time to be able to reach up for plenty of more work, but just try to be able to build a gap distance to be able to find the good capabilities without fail. So it's going to be able to take some time, so let's just going to be able to use it wisely, because it's going to get very tougher for this one. Okay, looks like same thing again on the ahead gap, so it will might be able to take a little chance to be able to go behind. So it will might be able to have to deal with 2 seconds, so it will be able to climb up onto the 10-second gap, is definitely might be able to go in, but it's going to be able to take a lot of hard work, but it will might be able to take a little more chances, because it's going to be able to take a little bit more distance. So it will do perfectly that this is going to be able to take a lighter turn, is going to get everything close in to be able to go in, but try not to get too much turns of the pressure, so that might be causing up a gap distance going up ahead, so it will might be able to lose the advantage, because any opponents could probably take it. That will might be able to take plenty of caution risk, that this is going to be needed to be able to race very well. So just going to be able to make sure this is going to be able to take a hard work of this race, because it's going to take plenty of practice for a balance of performance. But I recommend is going to get everything well obvious that this is going to be able to get closer in to be able to get in by the clock. Now let's just going to be able to take a little bit more distance, that this is going to be very challenging for taking a slower car, that this is going to get everything worked up to be able to get in. Okay, now let's just going to be able to stay on track, and this is going to be able to take plenty more distance, so let's just going to be able to make sure that the inside turn is going to get very hard on the last turn. So it's just going to be able to take a little more chances, but it may cost a few more gap distance for any opponents would like to be able to take it, because it's going to be very closer, that this is going to be able to take forever to be able to beat the new fast lap time. It will might be able to take plenty of practice by every lap around the short track. It's going to get plenty of bit, because this is going to be able to take plenty of steering, that this is going to be needed to be able to drive very hard to be able to perform the inside. So looks like this is going to be able to get ready to go. So this is going to be able to take 4 laps of the practice, so this is going to get everything will be ready to go. So let's begin for another round, so let's see how it turns out differently. This is going to be able to do better, that this is going to be able to take a lot of hard work to be able to reach up for a minute and 10 seconds. So so close to be able to keep up that this is going to be able to take a little bit more time, so it's going to be able to take a lot of hard work that this will might be able to have plenty of skills will might be able to perform. So this is going to be able to do another round that this is going to get everything ready. Alright, let's go and take another round for a warm-up until let's get it on until this is going to get everything to be able to be ready for taking another slow car to be able to get in. Now it's going to get everything roughly closer, so it's going to be able to take plenty of steering that this is going to get everything going on to be able to get in. Now let's just going to be able to take 30 seconds around the clock because this is going to be able to go on the way. Okay, this is going to be able to take plenty of max speed exceed at 70 miles, so just going to be able to check that because it's going to get everything regularly that this is going to be able to go by the performance. Now looks like warm-up's good to go and complete, so let's get ready for another 6 laps to begin. Now it's going to be able to take plenty more work that this is going to get everything going, so let's see how this might work well for taking the starting up on 6th place, and then this is going to get everything will be able to drive slower and quick, and taking turns is going to get everything by the struggle, so let's just going to get everything started. Alright, so let's just going to go and get ready to wrap it up, and then false start checks is now definitely might be setting up included to be able to get ready. Just wait for 5 seconds to get ready, and then this is going to get everything going. Alright, here we go. Let's get ready to get started. And now this is going to be able to drive slower and faster that this is going to be able to take on for. Now it's going to be able to take plenty of turns that this is going to get everything in. Okay, it's just going to be able to do it. So it definitely might be able to get closer, so it will might be able to stay on the mileage that this is going to get everything will be well distance made. Okay, so it's going to be able to take the long ropes that this is going to be able to take a little bit more time. So it will might be able to take a little bit more draft whenever it gets everything it's possible that this is going to get everything it needs to stay on it. Okay, so it will might be able to want to keep a good check on the SR in case, because this is going to get everything a little bit bumpy, so it's going to be able to take the slower race that this is going to get everything a little bit harder to be able to get on for. Okay, now it's going to get everything quicker it gets, because if possible that this is going to be able to take plenty of slipstreams that this is going to be able to go in. Okay, so looks like this is going to be able to take plenty more time until this is going to get everything a lot slower to be usual. Okay, better keep a good balance, and now this is going to be able to stay on in 5th place, but it's going to be able to get closer, so it will might be able to take plenty of overtakes, because this is going to be able to take the long rope. It's going to get everything longer it gets, because any slower, faster opponents that this is going to be able to take a little bit more time, so just going to be able to keep everything a lot more focused to be able to go on. Okay, just stay on it, and this is going to be able to take a little bit more time until if any opponents would like to be able to go squeeze in on the overtake. Okay, going in, and now this is going to be able to take the hard brace at the last turn. It is going to be very difficult for any other drivers who like to be able to take the chance. Okay, looks like going in to be able to make one good call to be able to get on for the overtake. Okay, single cone is definitely might be able to have the call to be able to get on for, but it's going to be able to take a little bit more rough time to see it, so this is going to be able to take a little bit more hard time, that this is going to get everything has to be able to make sure to avoid the penalty. But a good clean race, because it's going to get everything, plenty of work, that this is going to get everything well concentrated, that this is going to get everything will stay on track. Now, looks like this is going to be able to take plenty more distance to be able to keep it up, but it's going to get a little bit left behind during the time of the race, so it's going to get everything a lot of more tougher ways to be able to take plenty of gap distance to be able to use it very wisely, so it's going to be able to take it for a little in case. Okay, going on the 2-second gap, it's going to be able to take a little bit more time up ahead, so it's going to be able to take a little bit more time, because any other players are definitely might be able to reach up for first place on the lead. So it's going to get everything closer, that this is going to be able to take plenty of skills, that this is going to be able to increase its sportsmanship rating, and the driver rating is going to get everything well tighter it gets. Now, just going to be able to take that apex. Okay, that should do it. So this one might be able to give 1 second gap behind. We might be able to buy some time until this is going to get everything has to be able to keep going to be able to drive faster it gets, but it will might be able to slower time, that this is going to get everything will be able to reach up. Okay, keep a good eyes handling whenever there's going to be able to take the gap distance coming in. So it will might be able to do perfectly, that this is going to be able to take a little bit more time. So looks like only 2 more laps until this is going to be able to reach up for only 1 more lap, and then this is going to be the final lap. Okay, just going to be able to take plenty of skilled on the side of the apex by the first turn, so it's going to get everything will be closer. So if this is going to be able to take the top 3, we might be able to get finished. Okay, that should do it, and now this is going to get everything going in. Okay, now it's going to be able to take a little bit more roughly on the distance, so it's going to get everything, we might be able to get closer. Okay, looks like still taking a little bit more time, so it will might be able to drive faster and harder it can take, because it's going to be able to take a long rope, that this is going to be able to go all the way in. Now looks like this is going to get everything closer, so if I could probably able to get in onto third place, so this is going to be able to have a bronze finish, is definitely might be able to take a little bit more time. Here we go, final lap is going to be on its way. Now this is going to be able to take a lot of basic skills. It's going to get everything roughly to be able to take on for. Okay, take that throttle, and then this is going to be able to get back on track, and then this is going to be able to take forever to be able to go on, but this is going to be able to take on the advantage up ahead. It's going to get everything moved on to get quicker it gets. Alright, now that was definitely might be able to get plenty more time, so it will might be able to work perfectly, so it's going to be able to take plenty of hard chances, is definitely might be able to make. Alright, here we go. This is going to be able to take the hard turn, so this is going to be able to take a little bit more distance to be able to go dived in. I hope this is going to be able to take the third place by the finish, so it's going to be able to work well. Alright, looks like yellow flag just called in until this is going to be able to make it 1 turn of the finish, and then looks like so close to be able to reach up in third place, so now it's going to be on 4th place by the finish, so it's going to get everything will be needed to be able to keep going. So that was going to be a very tough 1-week race for Fiat 500F, folks, because this is going to get everything work faster it will might need to get. So looks like this is going to be able to take plenty of more progress, that this is going to be able to keep racing up, and then this is going to be able to take the one slow speed challenge is going to get higher it gets, folks, because do the best you can, because this is going to be a very challenge for a slower car is going to get everything going. So looks like finally finishing up the daily workout. So that was a very good race, everyone. So that's a good race for 2 letters of GG. Now that was definitely might be getting a lot of skills of a ratings that this will might need it for. So this is how it happens, because this will might cause a red decrease SR. So just try to be able to race careful whenever there's any opponents are in the way. So it's definitely might be able to do perfectly, that this will might need to do a lot of skills, that this is going to get everything will might keep up. Well, of course, Hero Shikai, hope I didn't chop the nose off too much, because this is definitely might be very longer it takes, because, well, hope this is definitely might be able to make sure, because try not to take too much on the L1 button, that this is definitely might be able to use it in case, because, well, I did my best, because it is going to be able to take plenty of hard work, it is going to get everything needs to be able to keep it well focused. So just having a good race, so let's try to do everything you can, because it's going to get everything we might need to be able to get everything stay on track to keep well maintained for it. So, well, can't believe it, I was so close to be able to reach up onto third place. It definitely might be a very hard challenge for the moment, folks, because this is going to take few short seconds on the gap, is going to be able to keep going in. But it is going to be quite very good to be able to take plenty more time to be able to keep doing the slipstreams, that this one might take long seconds during the time in the straight. Alright, looks like today's daily workout is going to be able to see how it turns out to be able to receive one of these vehicles. So what's going to be? Alright, looks like a Lamborghini Huracan GT3 is now received on the list, so it's definitely might be good to go to get everything will be started out. So this will be able to add to the garage as well. So this is going to be a very good one-make race for a slower car and a tough challenge, that it's all about catching up the ropes. It definitely might be able to keep going faster it could get, because this is going to be a very good Fiat 500 F1 make race to be able to race on an Autodrome Lago Maggiore center layout, because this is going to get everything we might be able to take the tough turns, is going to get everything will be well lighted handling, that this is going to be able to take one chance that this one might be able to perform an overtake. So this is going to be able to take plenty of hard work on the last turn in the center layout, because this is going to be a very tough one. So let's just going to be able to make sure that any drivers could be able to perform an excellent turn by an overtake, because it takes a lot of hard work to be able to take plenty of practice for only 1 minute and 10 seconds around the center track, because it is going to be a very hard challenge if anybody could probably able to succeed. So it will might be able to work faster it can get. Alright folks, glad that you really enjoyed this race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. I'll be see you guys next time for continuing on the daily race on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay cool.